a lot of things happened today. Political sides and a lot of things happening throughout the market. And yeah, I'm gonna start maybe with Bitcoin actually. So let me just kind of walk you guys through Bitcoin. Because I've been kind of talking about this for a while that we're about to crash, and then I think this will be my kind of final maybe warning to people that maybe Bitcoin is about to crash. So this is the same post that I made here. So I've been kind of tracking this for a while, right? And then very similarly, it's tracking perfectly. 2020 end of August, and now we are heading into September. So I think something's gonna happen tomorrow. Possibly, I think I don't know. There's a lot of things are coming out right now. This guy talks about there's a huge number of the USDT transferred to Binance exchange to manipulate the price of the Bitcoin, and so I don't know, some big institutions are just kind of doing some sketchy stuff.
Because margin
As you guys all know, this guy is an Interactive Broker chairman. He also, I like this guy because he speaks his own honest opinions, right? And then when the GameStop squeeze happened in 2021, he came on the news and he explained specifically how the gamma squeeze happened due to the call options, and how the short squeeze happened, all that kind of stuff. And he did mention that if DTCC, I mean, he didn't specifically say DTCC, but if the broker didn't shut it down, like, I mean, basically, there will be a domino collapse, right? So, I like this guy, but he did mention recently that he could see a Bitcoin collapse, right? I mean, he could see a Bitcoin crash. Something about the 30 to 40%. So let's hear this one.
balances have been growing very, very quickly, and especially if you take a thing like Bitcoin. I mean, if margins on Bitcoin futures, for example, charged by the CME are extremely low. So I am very worried that people overextend themselves. A sudden hit comes into the market and Bitcoin falls, say, 30, 40, 50% from one day to the next. There'll be many bankruptcies. The clearinghouse will be unable to pick up the pieces.
So there he mentioned that Bitcoin could crash minus 40%, 30%, things like that. I don't think he just kind of said just because like like margin is easy to use in the big crypto market and all that stuff. It's just when you think about it, like there's a reason why he came on the news. I think there's a reason why he kind of mentioned about the something's gonna happen to Bitcoin, and yeah.
And it basically will, or the bad debt will be transferred to the clearing members. So this is a difficult situation if it happens. Now, the probability is not very high that it will happen, but it certainly could happen.
So certainly it could happen. So let's go back to TA. So yeah, so basically this is the same fractal that I have it here. Where's my fractal here? Okay, there you go. So I did kind of walk you guys through last time that Bitcoin is kind of tracking 2020 end of August, early September right now. Let's kind of jump into this one. Where's the 2020? I gotta go back to 2020 here. Yeah, so I did show you guys this one last time, right? So I don't think I'm gonna walk you guys through the whole thing again, but after COVID happened, they create this kind of fractal, same thing. But this one, it took way longer, about 8 to 9 times longer or something. This in order to create this fractal only took 36 days. In order to create this fractal last year, took about 280 days, so way longer. Same as this one, but a little shorter than this first fractal. And now we are heading to in this one. I've been posting this about, I think almost 5-6 times. And then yeah, I mean, there are people that they have to look at it to believe it, right? So you're gonna see what's gonna happen here. I mean, I don't think they're gonna change the fractal. I think there's a reason why they, doing similar run here. When you look at this kind of short signal, long signal appear here, same thing happened here. So as you can see, there's a short signal appear this area, which was something very similar to this level, and after that, heading into this, heading into this area, and there's a long signal appear here, which will happen here, and now there's, I mean, there's no short signal appear yet, but I think when maybe this thing dropped this much, maybe around 99k or something, or even below this level 94.5k, maybe short signal appear here right before there's an entire collapse. So I mean, this crash. So I think the crash will be extremely quick. I mean, a lot of people don't really believe it. People will be like, there are some people post that I should retire. This guy said step down. I mean, a lot of people complain about it, and I'm not saying that this is gonna happen, but you just have to look at it and see how things gonna play out. But when you look at it without having a bias, it's mimicking very similarly, right? It's just that it's just taking long time to do those kind of stuff, right? But it's funny, like some area they run faster, especially this one. It only taking only 2-3 times or something. This time's way longer. So some area, I think it kind of tells you that big institutions are accumulating a lot of here, right? They're taking a lot of longer time, way longer time than here, to accumulate and to send this thing. And then now market cap is getting bigger, so I think it will definitely take more time for sure. So yeah, let's see. I might be wrong, but I think there's some of the clear evidence what's going to happen here. There's some other data, but I already kind of talked about this before, so I won't go over this one again. There's something with the tether and all that kind of stuff. Tether stepping down. Even this guy is kind of looking at this kind of similarly, but I think he's looking at it even below this level, which is about 65k or something like that. Way lower than I do. I look at it more like 74.5k. So we'll see. I don't know. It really depends on the market, right? So yeah, let's jump into what happened to GameStop today. So I did kind of prepare these two things here. I did mention that. Let me bring my last post here, just kind of share with you guys. I think it's easier to start with that. Okay, so yeah, this is a post I made yesterday, around like 11:44 p.m. So right before I go to bed. This is not financial advice, of course. This is just my speculation based on fractals and indicators, So I did post that currently tracking 2020 end of August. If correct, I'm expecting to pop on Monday to $36 to $37. Okay. Monday is the final day for XR to ETF ratio for short covering. I mean, we did kind of see that at the end of the day, right? So we did kind of see this kind of push, right? In the morning there was a kind of short, this kind of huge short happen, and then this thing start to push things up. I'm gonna show you interesting fractals in a bit, but let me just kind of walk you guys through first this one. So it didn't reach $36 level, but I think it will reach $36 level possibly tomorrow, and I'm gonna show you why. It's just sometimes it's difficult. Like, I mean, it's not always sometimes, but it's difficult to track perfectly. Even the weather, forecaster, they, even though they say, yeah, there might be a snow, due to this weather, due to this, cloud coming this way or temperature or whatnot. Sometimes it doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Then how are you gonna expect that? Like, are you gonna complain? Oh shit, yeah. The weather forecaster said like snow's gonna happen, but where's no snow? You don't do that, right? So, just just take, take this as just kind of like, yeah, I'm just kind of weather, reporter or something. I'm not, I can't be, of course I can be right, I can be wrong. Anyway, then we're gonna see a pullback by $33. Resistance level created from 11/27, November 27, which is this level, and December 26, which is this level. So when you draw a line, it's kind of perfectly line up this way, which point out $33 level. So if we break this up above this one, I do think that we're gonna pull back, to hit this $33 level, and this thing will push up again. So you see the line I drew here. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna try to simplify this as much as I can, so that even 5 years old can understand what I'm trying to say here. I know it is a lot of things to kind of digest. You have to look at the chart, you have to look at the fractal, you have to look at indicators, and I know it's not for everybody. And I'm not saying that this is 100% correct, but let me just kind of walk you through what I see here. So you see there's a line here I drew. This is a line that when you connect all this line that hit the top this area, this will point out this level, which is about $40 level. Now this is when you see all the volatility, the interesting thing is the bottoms are increasing, right? It's elevating, right? It's going up. And then I think now from this week we need to see this thing bigger push to hit this level again, right? When you, like I said, when you draw all this line, there's one time this the candle has to touch this kind of level, in my opinion, which is about $36 or $37 level, right? And then this thing push. So if GameStop does happen to do that, that means this is perfectly lined up here, which is they're gonna create more accumulation, and then when this thing hits this final tipping point, this will show the direction, and then the direction will be the end of the August cycle, which is this is the gap up phase, which you see the gap up. That's when Ryan Cohen revealed his first stake in GameStop. So I think we are kind of heading points there, and I do believe that either RC or Roaring Kitty or some of the other long forces behind the scene, they're creating some sort of a liquidity events, or whatever, or they're gonna just they're just creating a similar patterns here, in my opinion, right? It could be involved with market makers or whatever, but I think something's gonna happen. So let's see. So that's kind of what I want to start today, and then let me show you a bigger picture. Let me just maximize this one so you guys can take a look at this one. I know there's a lot of things to digest, so I'm just gonna start with fractals here. So this is, as I mentioned, this is 2020 in my opinion. I'm not saying this is correct, but in my opinion, it's possible that we are kind of going through this kind of another same cycle, which what Roaring Kitty mentioned. March earning, sharp drop, same thing. There was a March earning last year, sharp drop, and then this thing started pushing this upside, which what happened the same way in this fractal. This year, last year in May, there was a huge explosive move over there. It wasn't that much, compared to this one, but we could tell because Roaring Kitty, come back, since 2021. So yeah, that's kind of what happened here. And then we went through kind of similar pattern, goes ups and down, went through kind of like, this kind of sideways for a bit, and then creating out this kind of huge cup. So yeah, I think we are heading for a similar possible way. So now you look at the fractal, and if you look at this, and then if you believe that if this is correct, do you guys remember Ryan Cohen mentioned about the Teddy makes Thanksgiving great again? Let me bring that post again if anybody don't remember or forgot what I'm trying to talking or what I try what I'm talking about. So this is the post, Ryan Cohen post on 2022, November 23rd. Teddy making Thanksgiving great again. And you'll be like, nothing happened on that year. Nothing happened last year, like even 2023. A lot of Bed Bath Beyond holders actually been kind of waiting for 2 years, expecting something's gonna come out by then. Nothing really happened. A lot of people got disappointed by this one. And does it really mean that if there's something gonna happen in November? And let me tell you why. Maybe I decode this one. I think the final squeeze, like 2021 January, will happen in November. And then maybe some people will be like, hey, your show, your TA never worked. All right. If you apply same fractal, if you believe we are heading into a same cycle, we are repeating a same 2020 cycle, and now we are about to experience this August run, and if you see that, we could see a gap up to this level at least, that May or June high, or it could go even above about $65 level. Okay. If you see that and then this thing start to drop by February, because they did mention that by the fiscal year end they could do a dilution, right? There's a possibility of the dilution there, of course, right? They're gonna take advantage, right? And then that's completely makes sense. I know there's not Bed Bath Beyond shareholders from GameStop, but I want to point out that there was a BBBY shareholder final hearings on January 17th, right? January 7th. But that hearing got pushed to February 4th. Isn't that interesting? I know some people don't believe that there will be any connection with GameStop and BBBY, but I do believe that there is. Okay, I might be wrong again, but I think there will be. And I think there's a reason why, because I do everything based on fractal, right? I mean, some people they don't trust TA, some people they don't trust the fractal, some people they don't trust what I said. That's completely fine. You do you, right? But in my opinion, I think they're creating 2020 cycle. And if they do, I think there's a reason why Ryan Cohen, the Bed Bath final hearing got pushed to February 4th, right before, a day apart from RC reply on BBBY versus RC case. And that's February 3rd. Let's look at the chart here. What's going to happen on February 3rd? On February 3rd to February 6th area, GameStop will collapse. I mean, GameStop is gonna be, there's gonna be a sharp pullback, okay, from $60 to $40 level, 48. It could come down to retest this level again, right? But yeah, it could come down 40, 44, whatever, 45, those kind of level, right? And when you ask yourself why the final hearing got pushed to February 4th, based on this fractal, I believe that they're gonna announce something here. I don't know what it is yet. I cannot tell you what it is. I'm not insider. I have no idea what's gonna happen, but something's gonna happen from February 3rd, February 4th, from Ryan Cohen or BBY final hearing. Okay, as you guys know that usually acquiring companies when they announce acquisitions, the company price drop short term, right? Short term. In short term, companies price drop, and then it's possible that GameStop could announce acquisition or investment in Bed Bath Beyond bonds, right? And then things could collapse. I mean, sorry, not collapse. I keep saying collapse because I talk about Bitcoin. That's why maybe there will be a pullback. I wanna bring this one just to kind of share with you guys if anybody are not aware of how Carl Icahn, who is a legendary active investors. Let me kind of share this maybe a file with you that how Carl Icahn acquire companies. Sometimes a lot of times, the investors acquiring, like let's say investors, they acquire a company through shares, right? That's kind of typical way. But there's a few different ways that I found that some of the active investors use as their strategy, and then they use those kind of strategy in order to I don't know. It's kind of like how do you say? Let me pull this one first. What's Carl Icahn? 1 second. There's so many files here, so I gotta look this up. Where's Carl? Okay, there you go. So this is the Carl Icahn strategy here, and I wanted to show you, what his strategy is. So this is a 10K from February 24th, 2023. And then I just kind of highlight some of the important things here. Acquirers can use their excess cash. I mean, that makes sense, right? They could use cash to acquire companies. We believe that activist catalyst adds value. Activists can step in, remove obstacles that a target generally may seek to use prevent acquisitions. So, which means that, such as for Bed Bath Beyond case, Mark Churton, CFO, kill himself, whatever. I don't know if that's true. Active investor could step in and then remove those obstacles, whoever blocked the acquisitions. And the way they do it is to either buy them out, with a cash, if not shares. So they're kind of continue to increasing their stakes, and then so that they have a power to control the board members. However, there's one thing. We believe that those CEO boards of directors are not willing to give up their power. This is exactly what happened to Bed Bath Beyond, right? The Mark Churton, the CEO of old CEO, right? He didn't give up his power. So, and then they have to do whatever they could to take the power and then file all these guys. This is another filing from Carl Icahn. We may establish an ownership position through a purchase of debt or equity security, which means that they don't only buy shares of the companies, they buy the company's debt. Active investors ready to take steps necessary seek to unlock value. Investment funds may employ a number of strategies. Those are type including bonds, bank debt, security, options, swaps, all those kind of stuff. They do everything. Corporate obligations, which is such as ABL loan, right? It was J.P. Morgan had a loan over Bye Bye Baby, and then they use Ryan Cohen or Carl Icahn. I would say Ryan Cohen use a Sixth Street to pay those bonds, right? So to pay the ABL loan, right? For in order to carve out the bye bye baby, he needs to pay the debt of the JP Morgan, right? So that's corporate obligations. So they do those kind of stuff in order to acquire companies. They also mention another term, right? Debt security of the companies. So they invest material portion of their capital in equities and debt securities undervalued by the marketplace, which means naked short selling. Investment fund may invest in bonds, right? From time to time, the investment funds may invest in bonds, other fixed income securities, such as high risk debt, right? So I do believe that, and then there's a reason why BBY shares got canceled, right? Because they have to keep the NOL. They have to, in order to preserve NOL, right? They must cancel the stock price. If certain stock trading is not allowed, the debtors would lose full access to its NOL, and money would actually be lost from its estate. There's a docket saying they're gonna preserve NOL, and then NOL is extremely important. They could use that as an asset for long term, such as 10 to 20 years, even longer. And also, if the acquirer preserve NOL, the old shareholder will survive. This is another one. Trading orders to restrict the stock trading so as to preserve debtors' net operating loss. So this is from the BBY filing, right? And there's a reason why the shares were canceled in advance, because they have to preserve NOL. So I think. So I'm sorry to drag this too long. I mean, I've been into BBY for a very long time. For a couple years. So, but I wanted to kind of connect with GameStop because I think something significant events going to happen here. In my opinion, right? So, I don't know what's gonna happen here. But something's gonna happen. So now I show you the fractals, and let's check the RSI here. And I want to walk you guys through step by step, like you're 5 years old. So now you remember this fractals here. So you see that. So let's compare this together, right? So after this hit the bottom, this thing start to moving upside. Also same thing. When you apply this one, this thing slowly moving upside. I think this was in lock mode, so let me just bring this one. So yeah, it hit the bottom, which is this area, go up, come down, right? They do this kind of trident shape, or not trident shape, what do you call it? Like it's just like 1 2 3, like a third wave, right? So 1 2. Sometimes the shapes are kind of some area can be this area was small, the second wave, but the second wave here was bigger. So sometimes those waves can be the size can be different, but then the shape is very similar, right? It hits a double top, right? And then after that, the third one was actually very similar, which was sharp drop. This thing happened, and after this third 3 waves were created, this thing start to do a just bounce back, upside, right? Like boing 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 boing. So when you look at the RSI here, after they hit this pullback, I'm gonna count this as a 1 again, right? So 1 2 2 3 3, and we have a big push and pull back down, big push and pull back down. So I think we went through this kind of whole fourth wave here from this one. So that's here. And now after this big push down, fourth wave, the next phase is this phase left. Okay? Before gap up, okay? So let me just bring this one again. I'm just gonna make it a little transparent so that you can see the candle, but I just want to emphasize this one, right? Let me bring this one as well so that you guys can see which area I'm kind of pointing at here. So I'm gonna change the color to this, just to match with the right one. Okay, so there you go. So what I want to show you is that let's just show you the fractals here with the candles. Today we had a big push. I mean, we had a push last Friday, and then we had a push right before market close, which on what the hell is going on here? About 2 p.m. right? Starting from 2 p.m. big pushes happen here, and I was kind of actually seeing that, to be honest, and I'm gonna show you why in a bit. But based on the fractal, now you see there's a line here. I want to show you this a couple lines, and I want you to pay attention to this one. I mean, I don't want to like teach you anything. I just wanted to I might be wrong, but this can be a good indicator, and then it's easier for you guys also. Let's say, even if I don't post anything, you can also see, you can basically train your eyes to see what's going to happen, what's going on, and stuff like that. And I want you to kind of see that as well. So when you draw a line here from end of November, end of December, maybe December 18, this level, when you just draw a line here, we just broke through this level, which is good. Now the second level is they have another high here, and then there was the downside. But when you also draw a line here from the top here, and Jan 2nd, December 26, and now here this thing broke above here, which is amazing. Now they're gonna create another new cycle. I mean another I don't know how to say, but this thing will push upside, I think. And then that's very similar to here, in my opinion. That's same spot as here. So I do think tomorrow, because I did mention from my post that I mentioned that Monday we could see a $36 to $37 level, right? Because I see this way, because I say that because there's XRT ETF short covering also, based on this fractal, but I can't really tell how slow, how fast it's gonna be, right? So the market maker, whoever they run this thing, decide to break this into two parts, right? So first part is this part. So I think this is kind of what we saw today. So in order to run this thing to one day, they broke into this part, right? Okay. So now I do believe that we are here. Now this thing start to break all those kind of big, the important resistance level, and I think this will push thing to upside to $37 level. The reason I say that is because, as I mentioned before, from November 12, there's a hit 28, and then also end of November this thing hit 31. When you draw a line straight up, this thing hits around, and then we're about to see some sort of an upside here. If this thing pushed to a $36 to $37 level, that also will hit here, which also same way that this thing will hit here, right? Same thing happened. Like, it's very literally same thing. you know, they create a big move, start to making a big move from here, creating a channel box. I think they called it, yeah, they called this as a channel box. So you see, where's my pen? Yeah, so you see it hit here, it hit here, here. I mean, it hit even way higher than that, but let's just, you know, assume that we're, yeah, they did here, they hit here, they did here. Okay, you draw all this line, you hit all these bottoms, you draw a line, and then they're just creating a this kind of pattern in this box. Okay, do you see what I see? Okay, let's go back. Let's go back here and look at it. Look at this one. I'm gonna turn this off. So you see, I mean, this one didn't touch here, but this was the beginning of the turnaround. So you hit here, come down, but you see the bottoms and bottoms, when you line this up, it perfectly line up here. Even this bottom perfectly line up here. You see that? And this line will be used for later when this gonna squeeze, and before it even squeeze. And I don't want to talk about that yet. Let's focus on the January here. So you see what I mean? So you use this line on your chart if you need it. I think that will be very helpful for your. This is one of the important line in my opinion. So you know, all these bottoms, it hits just, you know, whenever there was a pop, pull back, it stay in you know, on this channel. Let's look at this top, November 11th, end of November, drew all this line up here, it point out this way. So now I want you to pay attention to this one. I'm gonna just delete some of this one. Oh shit. So now we went through all this thing. Now what they're doing is that they're gonna do another I don't know how to explain this one, but they've been kind of going through this channel box. Now they're shifting, right? They're drifting onto the they're creating this thing of, you know, to create a sort of a bull flag, like, I mean, it's not even bull flag, but some sort of a triangle shape. Okay, so they're trying to point this thing out, right? They're just, I think there's a term for it, but I don't know what it is. But yeah, like basically it's going a same way, same channel box, but now they're gonna push things through to the corner where they're gonna show the direction. Okay, maybe I think is it maybe easier for you guys to understand. So rather than just kind of, you know, going this, you know, channel box forever, okay, so from this one in 2020, July, August, going, you know, keep moving ups and down. It doesn't go up and down like that forever, right? At some point it start to pushing this like the angles are, you know, suddenly inclining, right? It doesn't just go steady like that, you know, in this channel box. It suddenly it starts to, like, the slope is kind of going up, right? So I think that's kind of what I want to mention. So I think that's the, and then we're entering the same phase where this thing start to kind of push this up, you know, to create a triangle formation here up to this level. And that shows me January 15, Wednesday. I don't know why. I don't know why this thing is pointing towards January 15. I have no idea. But somebody decided to do that. And then I watched PP show before I do this one, and I think somebody mentioned that Gen 15 or Gen 14 is the day when there was a Bye Bye Baby acquisition. So I don't know if there's any correlation to this one, but let me pull that data here. So I know Bed Bath Beyond shareholders who've been into this for a beginning. I don't need to explain this one. I know there's people who are not into Bed Bath Beyond, so I'll have to just briefly just explain to them. So pitch book, this pitch book is used by M&A lawyers. This is actually pay. You have to pay to get the data. You have to pay, I think, 20K per year. So this is quite it could be very accurate, or it could be not, but let me just kind of so basically what I'm trying to say is this is kind of professional tool, right? Professional software used by M&A people. When you look at this one, BBBY, Bed Bath Beyond, and then there's a deal number 10. It says buyout LBO. LBO means leverage buyout. There's a rumor speculation Gen 13. It says companies rumored to be talks in regard to potential LBO Gen 16. Undisclosed amount. Do you remember also there was a media talks about Ryan Cohen pump and dump? He didn't dump. There was a private transaction. 2022 August 18. Okay, so he sold this to some other firm, private firm, did a transaction, not dumping into the market. So he's not a pump and dumper. And then the media doesn't like to talk about that. Anyway, so now we are kind of seeing this one as either Gen 13, okay, or Gen 16. Somewhere between that date, there was a company leverage buyout, right? So now you look at this one, it says January 15, right? So something could announce, right, here between this 13 and 16 January, right? And that's the 2 years from here. So I don't know, I could be wrong, but something could come out this way. So let me pull this fractals again, and then I'm gonna show you this time RSI this time. So now you look at RSI, and then I know there's a lot to digest, but I want you to show you. I want to show you this one. So this, there's a huge. I'll be really quick here. So you see, there's also 1, 2, 3. There's 1, 2, 3, right? There's a big flush, and after that, pop here. So there's like a 1 wave, 2nd wave, 3 wave, 4th wave. Same thing, first wave, 2nd wave, 3rd wave, and 4th wave, and now we are heading into 5th wave, right? When you look at the 5th wave, there was this big push, right, to this level. I do think that when you line all this up here from this, this area, I do think that we have to see this level. Okay. Sorry, my dog is growling. 1 second. Coco, stop. Let's go. It's okay, Coco. All right. So so I do think that we have to see a GameStop to touch $37 level to hit this channel box, like what happened here. You see that? We didn't see that yet, right? We need to see that. So before now, I mentioned that we are going through this channel box now, and then they start to suddenly lift this thing to create a triangle shape, and then create a gap up here, and then something is going to happen here. So by tomorrow or by Wednesday, I cannot tell the speed, but something's going to happen to kick this off to hit the $37 level to touch this area. Okay, I don't know what will happen, but something's going to happen here. And then this will come down this level again. Okay, and I already drew a line here, right? So this will pull back like that, and then we'll go another wave, and then another wave, and then until this thing, the candles kind of at the end of the edge of the this line here, and then we're gonna see a gap up. I think that's the we are entering a gap up phase. So it has to show direction, right? Either up or down, right? So something could come out on this phase if we are tracking same fractals and Ryan Cohen, Rowan Kitty, or whatever, whoever long forces behind the scene, using this 2020, to launch this thing. So based on this, I don't know the speed, I don't know when they're gonna run this thing, I don't know how much they're gonna drag it out, but based on the speed, and also there's a lot of option chain in the OPEX week, which is next week. So let me bring the options. So Gen 17 is a OPEX week, and I know there's a lot of options that are kind of in there. I'm not financial advisor, so I cannot tell you, what to do. So, but based on the fractal and based on where we are tracking, and if we were tracking same 2020 cycle, I do believe that at least something's gonna come out at least on OPEX week on Wednesday, Gen 15, which is also in line with Bye Bye Baby leverage buyout happened in 2 years ago. We could hit another $56 to $60 level at least on that OPEX week or a week after. So I cannot judge, I cannot determine the speed of algo that market maker run this thing, right? So it could happen this week. It could happen on 17th. It could happen on 24th. So my calls is on 24th because of this reason, right? Because I know the fact that right now the speed is extremely slow. I mean, it's not extremely, but we are about 2 times slower than 2020 because of the low liquidity market. And I did kind of mention this before too, right? So I don't know. In my opinion, the OPEX week, yeah, I think that could be a big week. I think either Rowan Kitty, RC, whoever long forces behind the scene creating this fractal, they're gonna use that opportunity. So something's gonna happen on Wednesday or whenever that week, midweek, whatever, or it could be a Monday. It depends on how fast they're gonna run this thing. But something's gonna kick off here, hit the 60 level marks here, which is the same peak, similar peak area from the May run, right? And then I think that will be pretty much it. And then we could see a dilution, or we could see a GameStop acquisitions of BBBY bonds. So I know people who bought above this level, like there's a lot of 125 here, hundreds. That's completely fine, maybe. I mean, but you have to factor that as we are heading into this option expiration date, things can be extremely, like there's a theta, right? So every day, you guys know, there's a time decay. So I don't know. I do based on the fractals. I might be completely wrong. There's time that I was wrong, so I cannot tell you what to do. But that's just my opinion. So, so yeah. So I think that something's gonna definitely come out, on that OPEX week. And I personally don't think this will go to $100 level. But maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe when if they want to push something, if something happened, maybe this could hit this level, right? $118 level or something, right? This level. same channel that it's creating here, as what we are creating here. So I'm seeing another channel box here. So if we hit this level, 120 level, right, and then pull back, they're gonna create a huge big channel box. Like, this is a small channel box, this is a big channel box. And I think this, you remember the line that I said it is extremely important. The bottom that they're creating, when you draw all the line here, it perfectly touches this level, perfectly line up this level. And then when they met, that's the hint from this one. Okay, I'm not gonna mention the month, but you get the idea. And Polty mentioned that RC kind of see things in 2 years in advance. I mean, that's already 3 years. So there you go. Sometimes 3 years in advance. So yeah, I hope that helps. Oh yeah, I forgot MACD here. Sorry. So let me just show you the MACD. So yeah, that's kind of pretty much it. The RSI level is there. We need to see. Oh, sorry, 1 second. We need to see that level here of same RSI happened. This one is here. So yeah, I'll show you the comparison in RSI once one of this thing here. So I mentioned that we're going to see this one. So you see there's this thing flushed out once, and we are start to push things up, which here now pushing this up, and same thing, I draw a circle already here. So I think we are about there, and when you look at there's a purple line and yellow line, and I know you don't know which one to look at. You just look at both of them. But when you look at the purple line first, this thing pushed down, as I mentioned, that we are kind of here, push down, push up, purple line push up already, and then this yellow line continued to come above here, which is is about to happen here. So and this is just only 6 hours. I look at this 8 hours, and then you look at this one again. There's more rooms to go up, right? This thing hits this the top. I don't know, it's perfectly creating a triangle formation, right? And then this thing start to push, and then gap up happen. Same formation is happening from here, creating triangle formations. So I do believe that we're about to see more upside, which I'm expecting about $36 or $37 marks by either Tuesday or Wednesday, if it is delayed, depending on the market makers again. And then this yellow line will slowly push this up, right? Push up, right? Together. So that's kind of what I see here. Let's take a look at MACD for 1 second. So now we took a look at RSI. So MACD is kind of same thing. We went through all this kind of same patterns here. Once when this thing hit the bottom and then start to moving upside, same cycle. Now this MACD line is about here, which when you look at this MACD line, let me just kind of zoom in here. I mentioned that we went through all this pattern. We are about this area. And when you look at this MACD line, let me just delete this one. There's too many things to look at, so I know it's very difficult to look at this one. So I'm gonna draw this box one too. Delete this one. So this MACD line is going above, right? Slowly moving upside, right? This thing had a pull back, right? Pull back here. We had a big pullback here, and then start to pushing upside, right? Which is about here. Same thing, right? And then now this thing is try to cross this line, orange line and blue line. You see that? That's also happened this one. Let me bring the circle. Just kind of show you where I'm talking about here. So let me delete some sort of a. There's too many arrows here, so I'm gonna delete some of them. Hit this one. You know what? I'll delete. Oh shit! I'll delete this one. It's too complex. I think sometimes, you know, there are beginners here, so you know they don't get it. So we are about to see this one. Okay. This blue and orange line hasn't crossed. This blue and orange line hasn't crossed. This cross and then big push happened here, right? I think that's something we're about to see here by Tuesday, Wednesday, you know, and then we could see a $36 or $37 level. And once that happened, there will be a pullback, right? But that pullback won't be that kind of crazy, right? There will be a pullback, and I want to see the pullback when that pullback happened by Thursday. Sorry, Thursday is off. By Friday, usually there's a Friday option expiration day, so there will be a pullback. When there's a pullback, I want to see the pullback ends up around $33.76 level. Okay, what I want to see here is that now we see all these channel boxes creating here. Now the channel box is now moving, not moving, but the candles are moving up to create a triangle formation, right? Just create that pick. So I need to see that elevated from here. So now they're creating a new bottom, you know, moving higher low, and then heading into this final at the end of the making an edge, basically. Like they're going into the edge of this triangle formations and then breaking off, right? So I need to see that. I need to see this by this week. This is gonna happen this week. This is next week. So and that's Monday maybe, or this could happen Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Friday, you know. But usually like maybe Friday drops, so maybe this thing happened on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday or something, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday or something. I don't know, something fast. I don't know. Sometimes they could run this fast. So something's gonna happen this OPEX week, right? So anyway, so let's see what happens. And then yeah, and then when this thing gap up, and then it will take another a few more days to go up to the level. It could be fast, who knows? But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, hope that helps. And then MACD RSI, I already checked everything, right? Did I forget anything? Oh, Siri. Yeah, I want to show Siri one last one. Siri is very interestingly going through a same kind of pattern here, creating an M shape, but they tank it down way harder. Now they're making this kind of staircases. I need to think. I want to Siri to push this up this level, which is kind of similar to what's going to happen to GameStop, right? So that's kind of interesting here. There's a gap at $20.56, but I don't think they will be filled. And anyway, so I want to see a Siri to pop up above this, up to this level, $26.80, and then come back to this line here. And then yeah, there's a gap here at $28, so I need to see this thing push up by end of January, and then if that happens, basically we are tracking same thing. So yeah, that's kind of Siri right now. Siri is still kind of going through this whole accumulation phase until by end of the March, and something's going to happen here and then kick off a massive squeeze. I don't know what's going to happen there, so I have no idea, but they're planning something here. Definitely a way bigger run than this one, basically, right? So if you just copy this one, same fractal they're kind of creating, but much more amplified version in this one. So basically something like that. See that? Yeah. How come Siri could hit like 300? That's fucking crazy. I mean, yeah, it makes sense because Warren Buffett is accumulating, but still, like, that's crazy. And then you see there was a gap fill happen here when there was a run, like big, some sort of a squeeze type of stuff. $64. There's also gap in daily at $100. So I think they're gonna repeating same kind of pattern here, and then yeah, something's gonna happen. I mean, I might be wrong, but yeah, for now things are kind of very similarly tracking 2023 not April, where is this? Yeah, this whole phase here, but they're kind of tracking this May area 2023. I want to talk about Nvidia, just one last one. Yeah, Nvidia up again at 3%. It does seems to track this one, which is 2027 cycle. I think this will be the final one. They try to push, and then they're gonna start to crash by OPEX week, which is the same week that GameStop possibly gap up. So I do expect that maybe by January 16, 15, something like that, on that OPEX week, Nvidia will start to crash. And then if this same movement happened by end of January, by Jan 24, something like that, if same patterns they're if they kind of went through the same pattern, yeah, we most likely will see a same cycle with Nvidia. And then yeah, by February, I did mention I want to bring this one. I did mention that BBY potentially could come out in February, so I made a post on weekend. Let me bring that up, because I want to explain why. I might be wrong again. So final hearing got pushed to February 4th, which is a day apart from February 3rd. RC reply. RC has to reply on this one, on Beth Beyond and RC case. And then I think that's a strategic move. He wanted to move it there after Donald Trump inauguration on Jan 20th. So basically, when Donald Trump officially becomes a American president, then he could do a merger, which what Carl Icahn mentioned. If Trump wins, he's gonna boost the proposed mergers. His acquisition will skyrocket if Donald Trump were become a president again. And as you guys know, Ryan Cohen, Carl Icahn was the did help Donald Trump for the Chapter 11 cases for his Donald Trump Tower or whatever, casino stuff like that. So he used the same firm with Duane Morris LLP, which is the same firm that BBY is using. And then they they were helping Carl Icahn to help Chapter 11 Donald Trump Entertainment Resort for plan of reorganization in Chapter 11. So based on the fractal I use, also some guy, what's his name? I could drop his name, BBQ79BU. He did kind of mention that there was some of the design from Teddy Books and some of the posts from RC. He thinks that maybe this is a February 10th or 12th. Maybe that's indicating that Cheerio is a Valentine's Day. Maybe that's another one. That's also going into that February, the mid-February week. Also 13, so Valentine's Day is a February 14, Feb 14, right? And then this whole thing kind of line up there. So we could see an announcement kicks in after Ryan Cohen will reply on February 3rd, and also final hearing on February 4th, and then the final, what do you call that, the the new plan of reorganization of BBY in Chapter 11 will be confirmed by the court, and then we could hear a final announcement there. So if that happened, and it's interestingly that's when Nvidia dropped, right? I don't know why, but they just set it up that way. So by February 14, Nvidia start to crash if they're kind of tracking same pattern here, and then it will drop until March 17. So yeah, something could come out here and could trigger almost 35% drop, right? If this track perfectly. So that's something that I want to share. AMC has been kind of moving up, but I don't know. I mean, I still have to look at more data, because AMC was interestingly that it was kind of tracking 2020 if it happens. I know AMC been using as a has been used as a collateral to short GameStop and other meme basket stocks. This is a fractal that I have it here from 2020. If we are ended, so I mentioned that we are going through all 2020 end of August cycle. This is what something like I think AMC is kind of running a little faster, but this is somewhat there. I think September or October, something like that. September maybe. There was a gap created from May 13. Yeah, there was a gap up and AMC squeeze, right, when GameStop squeezed. So I want to see more data that if AMC will drop to fill this gap. I might be wrong, so I want to see that. They might use this one to short maybe basket stock again, right? So yeah, I want to see that, and then yeah, let's see. I just need more time for AMC, because AMC has been yeah, I need to see more data. But I think GameStop is much more clear. For AMC, yeah, they use this collateral, right? So I don't know if they're gonna repeat the same cycle of 2020, which to me Bitcoin and GameStop is very clear, but I'm not sure AMC yet. So I want to see more data. It's for now. It seems kind of it might happen because the way it happened here, you see, it created a double bottom and then squeeze, but the squeeze was much more bigger than this one. So I think when this thing squeeze happen, to be honest, it will be much more explosive. But I wanted to see a more confirmation. If they're gonna fill this gap, there's a gap at $3, so I want to see that confirmation. If they're gonna fill that gap, and then maybe they want to run this thing one more time, come back down again, and then run a big one here, and then start and kick off a bull cycle here. So I need to see more confirmation for AMC. But GameStop, is very clear to me. Some people ask me to track the Beyond. I do believe that Beyond is kick off a bull cycle here. There might be some pullback, but Beyond is interesting because I've been I did some analysis on Beyond for long time ago, but let me just keep things very simple here. So when you look at a bigger picture, I know it's really hard to see it, but Beyond has you just have to look at where's the bull cycle, the bear cycle, and accumulation phase. So let's look at this one. So there's a huge, maybe the bear cycle and this bull cycle happened. Bull cycle is very short. There's a bear cycle, there's accumulation. Accumulation shape looks very distinct. It created like an M shape, and then bull run happened, right? Another bear cycle happened here, but when you look at this one, there was an accumulation shape which is very similar to this one, and there was a crash, and there was a COVID happened, and then a big run happened here. But interesting, but the things that you want to pay attention is that after this phase, which is from 2003 to 2012, after that, the cycle is very interesting because the top is moving up. Whenever this new bull cycle happened, this top is moving upward. It's like a Bitcoin. I think that's, I don't know what year that Beyond the Overstock originally they acquired T0, but it looks like a Bitcoin. Bitcoin is continued to do a 4-year cycle, and then they have a big run up and then hit the bottom. But when you line up each bull run at the top from the bull run, just continue to move up, right? So maybe same thing is happening here. Even the bottoms, it's creating a channel box here. So maybe something like that, you know. What's the bottom from here? Let's see. There's so many colors, so it's hard to see it here. You know what? Okay, so this was the bottom, and then this was the bottom. Okay, so something like that. Yeah, but roughly something like that. Just channel box. So something is kind of drawing up here since 2013. And then I think, yeah, so I think we are repeating the same cycle of 2019 and 2020. So this is the same fractal as this one, as you can see. So I grab it from here. So we went through a bear cycle. This is kind of creating same accumulation shape and tank it down, and now this thing start to pushing upside. So I think from beyond, something's gonna happen here, by either end of June or by mid-June or July, which is very interesting because that's when the series will be the series squeeze could happen in what the hell, July. 1 second, I think my this thing kind of got pushed back. Let me just readjust it. I have to lock this one. So series squeeze, if it's mimicking same speed, this thing could hit somewhere in July. So it's very interesting. Something could happen between June or July. So yeah, that's something that we gotta watch out for. I think something like a squeeze could happen in the summer, a big one. But it could, like, maybe for beyond, it could do a slow squeeze, maybe continue, just keep going up until that summer month. So but I think, yeah, I think beyond had a gap here at $4.80, but I don't think that will be filled. Maybe this will have some slight pullback because they left a bunch of gap here, but based on this fractal, you see, I do think that we might be here. So there might be a pullback and fill this $5.82 gap. I don't think they're gonna fill this $4.80 gap here, but they're gonna fill this one and then push back up and then just continue rising. And they have all this gap left on, like here, $16, $50, possibly 100. They might fill all those gaps, So there you go. That's beyond. For tree, I know some people will be like, yeah, what happened to tree? Tree is interestingly tracking perfectly. So, like, I think RC is just perfectionist. I think you just create things extremely easy for everybody. Look at this, same cycle. What year is this? This is a 2020, also August area, end of August area. It's just perfect. I don't know, just like it's just different than AMC. I mean, I'm not trying to target AMC, but IMC is just a little different, in terms of the play. But I mean, AMC is also mean play. But what I'm trying to say is it's more manipulated, in my opinion. But anyway, so but yeah, the Chewy, same fractals, same end of 2020. So there you go. So I mean, it's very easy to track. GameStop Chewy is just, I think, yeah, it's kind of easy to track. Like I think, yeah, they're just tracking same 2020 cycle. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I don't really get any right now. I don't know if there's anybody have a question. No question. Okay, no problem. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So oh shit, there's like a 1K. I don't really know if that's a real people actually watching this one, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, if you guys are a real person, thanks for watching. IEP is actually rising up now. Okay, there you go. Yeah, but it's still, I mean, IEP will go through a huge accumulation. So, if you're American, live in the US, have a chance to buy IEP, you have a plenty of time, in my opinion. I know some people will be like, yeah, I want to buy this and that after Bad Bath Beyond payout happen. I do believe that you have a plenty of time to buy IEP. until 2027. So I do believe that it's going to accumulation phase. I mean, some people expect squeeze. I might be wrong. They might use a different fractal, or we could see a squeeze this one maybe. I mean, not a squeeze, but we could see an upside. But I mean, I don't know. Unless they change the fractal, it's more likely I think it will maybe go this way. But we'll see. That's what I have it for now. Toy R Us. Oh yeah, Toy R Us. I know there's people who have Toy R Us as well. Very interestingly, this is something that I have it. This is a fractal that I have it from long time. I think Toy R Us is start to turning around as well. I don't know. It's just interestingly, it's just perfectly tracking this one in this area, right? Hit the bottom. Now this thing start to turning around, and then it's going through. I mean, it's the Toy R Us is in the OTC market, right? So it's just taking a little time. But as you can see, there's a pullback phase. I think that's what Toy R Us is going through, and then Toy R Us is gonna go up in January and pull back, and then they're gonna go up to this much level to fill the gap here, because there's a $3 gap. I don't know what's gonna happen to Toy R Us by May, June, July. Same thing. Yeah. Like, this is not financial advice, but something's gonna happen here in November, guys. Thanksgiving. Okay, so my assumption is, I think Ryan Cohen will do a whole M&A by end of this year. That's my speculation. Because it doesn't make sense to me that everything will blow up by end of this. Like, because I tracked this and that, but it's interesting because there's a certain month that keeps showing up, and that's I've been seeing March, I've been seeing July, I've been seeing November. Okay, so but there's a reason why RC mentioned that Teddy making Thanksgiving great again, and I think that's 2025 November, guys. I might be wrong, but that's just what I see here. Yeah, I think it makes sense too, right? Because the now, after Jan 20th, Donald Trump will become an official president, and then and Carl Icahn said he's gonna accelerate the merger acquisitions, right? So yeah, like RC already have all the plans. Donald Trump just approved it. That's it. So, and then he's gonna do it in a time where, like, he's gonna squeeze everything, all the shorts, and I think that's November, guys. From June to November, guys. So watch out for that June to November, guys. Not financial advice. I'm not an insider as well, so I don't know. I might be just completely wrong. As people said, people call me you wrong and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So thanks for tuning in, and then have a good night, guys, and then I'll see you guys next time.